Good morning. We are on lesson 2.7 and we're starting off in your book on page 111. It's still dividing fractions, okay? This is just another lesson of us dividing fractions and we're still following the old rules of KFC. Keep the first one, KF, flip the second one, and C is change the symbol. So really you don't need to take notes today, it's just another day of practice. So keep the first one, 1/2, flip the second, so it would be the reciprocal, and that is 4/1, and then change this, bam, bam. Multiply straight across, it would be 4, multiply straight across, it would be 2. Okay, remember if the bigger number is on top, shove it over to the right hand side. So it would be 4 divided by 2. How many times can 2 fit into 4? Just 2 times with no remainder. There you go. There's number 2 done for you. Remember that you should be pausing these videos and trying to figure it out before I give you the answer. I'm just here as a double check to make sure that you're doing everything right. So we're moving on to practice number 4. All of these practices are way super fast. Or they should be. And so if you want, I only put the even numbers up, so if you want to do the odd numbers in between and get really good practice, I recommend that. So let's do number 4. First we need to keep the fraction, the first one. We need to, I have an improper fraction. No, I have a whole number. And so we need to turn it into a fraction, which we do just by putting the number 1 underneath it. Okay, so now we need to flip this, so it's actually going to be the 1 on top and the 7 on bottom, and then we need to change this to a multiplication. I'm going to do my crisscross elimination because I see that 7 and 14, they have similar factors. So 7 can be divided by 7, and that's 1, and 14 can be divided by 7, and that's 2. That just saves me some reducing steps in the long run at the end. So now I'm just going to multiply, I'm going to rewrite it. 2 and 1 and 15 over 1, and then I'm just going to multiply across. 2 and 15. That is in its simplest form. If I wouldn't have crisscross at the beginning, before I multiplied it, this number at the end would have been huge, and then I would have just had to reduce, and it was easier to see it right here. Okay? Moving on to number 6. Again, pause the video, see if you can figure it out before me. Keep the first fraction, 12/21. Flip the second fraction, 3/2. Change the symbol, bam, bam. Again, I can crisscross. I see crisscross numbers that have a factor in common. 3 and 21, they both have 3 in common. So I'm going to divide by 3, divide by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 21 divided by 3 is 7. I can again crisscross right here. They both have a factor of 2 in common, so divide by 2, divide by 2. This becomes a 1, and this becomes a 6. 6 times 1, 7 times 1. There we go. Crisscrossing makes things a whole lot easier in the long run. If I would have just multiplied the original problem, we would have had to reduce at the end so much. Okay, coming over here to question number 8. Keep the first fraction, 5/8. Flip the second one, 2/1, and change the symbol, multiply. Again, I can crisscross. I see 2 and 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Then I can just multiply straight across, which is 5/4. I see that this is an improper fraction. That means that the bigger number is on top. And when the bigger number is on top, you have to shove the top over to the right. So it's going to look like this. Okay, this is really good practice. I feel like we don't get a lot of these very often. So how many times can 4 fit into 5? And that is 1. That's going to be your whole number. Automatically put a fraction line with this as the denominator. The denominator doesn't change. So if I go 4 and 1, and I just do my regular division and I have some subtraction, I have this as a remainder. The remainder always goes up to the numerator. So this is your final answer for problem number 8. Okay, when you divide, the number that's automatically at the top, that is your whole number. You keep the denominator, and then whatever your remainder is, that goes as your numerator. Okay, now let's talk about your worksheet. Again, we're on lesson 2.7. And because I think that multiplying and dividing fractions are super easy, you have to do every one of these problems. Okay, so 1 through 8 on the front, and you have to solve all of these problems on the back. And let's just, I don't know what this is, but let's just say that this problem down here equals 2/3. You would put the letter D right here where it says 2/3. Okay, I haven't done this math, that was just an example. Okay, so whatever letter you have and the answer that it correlates with, that needs to go down here. Okay, sorry, my dog is in the way. Have a good day. Bye, guys.
Yeah.